One of the things that I love most about being alive is eating. I love making great food for others and sharing it with them. You celebrating a new job? Come over to our house. We'll make you a meal. You having relationship struggles? Please, I want to listen and serve you carrot ginger soup. So when I got pregnant, my husband and I joked that it would take my love of food to a whole new level. Instead, I had the kind of nausea that makes the term morning sickness sound desirable. Being pregnant for me was like having food poisoning for 10 months. For the first time in my life, I couldn't eat. In case memory faded, I literally left myself notes saying, "You cannot ever do this again." It was leveling. But after 42 weeks and 1 day and 28 hours of hard labor, I gave birth to our son, Cedar. And I was so hungry. The first weeks after he was born, the three of us ate and snuggled and learned each other as a new family. It was exhausting and singular. In his third week, Cedar started crying when he nursed. His body started contorting. He nursed less and less, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then he stopped altogether. We ran tests, we tried different scripts, we saw every specialist available to us. We spent hundreds of hours scouring medical databases, and nothing helped. The specialists told us to feed him whatever way we could. At some point, we realized he would eat right after falling asleep, in silence, in the dark. This is how we started to feed him. Our son has a medical condition that makes eating painful enough that he refuses unless he's sleeping. We know this sounds weird. First, how does it even work? And we know that there are far harder things that happen for a child. But imagine that you have a tiny human who gets hungry every couple hours and can't eat. That most of the time it seems painful for them to be in their body. That instead of watching them interact with the world, your focus is on getting them to sleep as much as possible while you stay alert for opportunities to feed them so they can continue to grow. That you don't leave the house, that you don't have people over because this does not make for an exciting social scene. We give him opportunities to shift this every day, to drink fully while awake, and for some reason he cannot. He spits out most solid food. He's 12 months old. People have children for lots of different reasons. We were ambivalent. We would have been happy, I think, just the two of us. The reasons for me were selfish. The first was that meeting and being with the person that is my husband has been the biggest act of grace I've ever experienced. I love him more than I thought it was possible to love someone. And the thought that he is as temporary as the rest of us frightened me. I wanted another piece of him in the world. The second was that while life changes all of us and challenges us regardless of whether we have children, there is a singular kind of cracking open of the heart that seems to happen with them. And I wanted my heart cracked wider. Loving another person might be our most universal desire. But the hallmark of what love feels like to each of us is particular. Ever since I was a little kid, in every relationship, with the exception of my marriage, love has meant the act of sitting with someone who is in pain, having no power to stop it, and staying there with them. This is the way I have loved my son. When I think of him, I don't think of his toothy laugh or him dancing to Missy Elliott with his dad or the newness of him. I think of the pain in his body, of how deeply I want him to feel safe in it, and of my powerlessness. At some point, things will shift for us. They have to. We will not be trying to feed a teenager as he dozes. When that happens, as improbable as it feels now, we will have an enormous party. I will invite everyone we know, including all of you. And I will cook for that party for days. The tables will be weighed down with food, and in amongst other kid things, Cedar will want to eat, and he will feel safe eating. And he will eat. And I will just watch him. Thank you.